All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who well. All right, and taught us the truth, peace, much love, and salutations always to those for elect. And just coming at you with a quick lesson all through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai, Lord's will. It'd be edifying to the elect. Okay, just an impromptu. Don't really have a title for this one. All right, but I'm gonna start here in Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. All right, and hey, bro, just keep going, brothers. Understand that the things that we're going through is to mold us and to make us better. All right, this isn't the end all be all. All right, and ultimately, it's better for us this way. Okay, going through this bitterness. Okay, and going through these sufferings is better for us that way, because then we're going to reign with Yahweh Shai. This is Romans 8, just real quick. Romans 8 and 17, it says, and if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. All right, so and the NOT says, but if we are to share his glory, we must also share his suffering. So we got to go through the things that Yahweh Shai went through and thought of and so on and so forth, in order for us to achieve our portion, in order for us to achieve, the portion that we read about. Okay, we read about us being joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. We read about us being the first fruits, the 144,000, the ones that are calling the shots, being the governing body of the whole earth. Okay, we read about these things, and you can tend to forget about, what you got to go through to get it. All right, we have to suffer with Yahweh Shai just as he suffered to be able to reign with him. Now he's sitting on the right-hand side of the Most High, and he's at his position. And he ain't got to worry about none of this shit no more. So we will also gain that position, not the right-hand side of the Heavenly Father, but we will gain a position of being, or getting our original position, being the first fruits. All right. Being the judges of the earth. We're getting ready to receive of that, but we have to there's still more that needs to be done. All right. We still have to go through some more sufferings. We still have to, persevere, endure. We got to keep pushing. Verse 18, it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Right. So the things that we go through now, hey, it's not worthy to be compared to what we're getting ready to receive. We're getting ready to receive 100-fold. It says that. Let's see. Wow. Matthew 19. And I'll start at 27. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So once Yahushua receives his glory, we're going to receive ours as well. Okay, the 12 are going to be appointed under King David, but they're going to be appointed to their rightful position. It says, and us as well. It says, and everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life. And so you have to be willing to give these things up. The scripture speaks about it's the same one in so many words. All right, but it mentions hate. Luke 14, here we go. Luke 14 and 26. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, in his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. All right, and let's go to that word for hate. All right, because that used to get me coming in. You think you got to despise your people? No. All right, it says hate, pursue with hatred, test. But we're going to the Strongs. It says to love less. See? You know, that, y'all get it. That highlighted part. Okay? It won't even do it no more. But yeah, to love less. Okay, which ultimately means what? We're just putting Yahweh Shema Shai first before anything. Doesn't mean that you don't love your people. But that's the mindset. That's the mindset, Salakia. That's the mindset that we're in. That's the mindset that we should be in. Okay? You have to put these things aside. You have to forsake all these things because the Lord is going to reward you. Otherwise, you can't be a disciple if you're not willing to sacrifice. And that's why we get, not we, Salakia, but the scriptures that give us this comfort, all right, when we read them, because like shit, we don't even have to, necessarily do too much, man. These are really just basic sacrifices to obtain everlasting life, to obtain salvation. And we're going to get it back 100-fold. So that, again, there's a mindset that we should just have going into this, going into Jacob's trouble, going into these things, man. And this is more so of an exhortation for bros to keep fighting. Okay, to myself first and foremost, because it gets low, it gets dull, it's very boring, it's the same shit daily. Man, bro, I don't have time for shit anymore. And I come from a background of where I used to have time, like I had my day. But you got to look at it all spiritual. Now the Lord is having it to where you got to make sure you put the Lord first now. And then also, too, you got to be mindful. For brothers that do have time, be mindful, man, because, and make sure you're using it to the best of your ability. Because I had time and I still wasn't doing it, managing it the best. Now I don't have a choice but to manage it properly. But it's teaching you. It's teaching me to learn how to manage my time. And, the Lord may give me some of that time back. But, hey, at this point, it is what it is. It is what the fuck it is, man. We're about to get out of here. So we just got to keep going for a little bit longer. So Ecclesiastes 7, I'll start at 1. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Right, so it's better to be in the house of mourning. It's better to be in that state of constantly, yearning for Yahweh Shema Shai. It's not to say that you walk around with your head dragged and, you're low. But what is it saying? Still be in the proper mindset. Okay? Still understand what you're a part of. All right, it says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. Right. It's better to be sorrowful. And again, not to, brothers got to be depressed. No. Have an optimistic mindset. Okay, don't be pessimistic, but have an optimistic mindset. But at the same time, be realistic with yourself as well. Understand, we're not here to have fun. We're not here to win. The Lord will throw you a bone here and there, but even when he doing it, he snatches shit real quick. Hey, it is what it is. You weren't here to prosper, bro. And then be grateful for the shit you got. It's easy to complain, but it's even easier to give praises for what you have. The water y'all about Shemal Shai, man. A lot of niggas don't have good health. A lot of niggas don't have decent health. A lot of niggas don't have a house. A lot of niggas don't have a car. You don't have a job. Especially with this government shutdown shit. If you're still able to work, low pay or not, hey man, the Lord is dealing. Okay? Do what you can to try to make your situation better. But sometimes you got to bite that bullet. All right, verse 4 says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. It's lucky. This shit's pissing me off. This goddamn yawning shit. And this is another thing I'm talking about. You know, Jake wanted the time and energy to do all this shit, but when the fuck do you get it? You know? But you either manage your time better or take some things off your schedule. But it says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth, right? So while a fool thinks only about having a good time. So that's all niggas is worried about. All they worried about is having a good time. So the fact that we're not looking forward to, we ain't looking to just have a good time all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with having a good weekend with the Akium. But every weekend, you don't need to go out every weekend. You don't need to be part every fucking weekend, man. That's not a thing that we need to be doing. That's something I had to learn. I used to always want to just go out. Ain't shit out there, bro. You go out there all them times and you realize there's nothing there. It's the same fucking rhetoric. It's the same shit. The same dusty ass hoes. Lame ass music. Overpriced ass drinks. It's the same shit. You end back up at the house, staring at a fucking wall, doing nothing. I'ma win tonight, Ak. You know you ain't, nigga. You ain't winning nothing. You not for, you know, it's not to say brothers don't win, but man, hell no, bro. We're in a different time, bros. We move differently. We ain't worried about this shit no more. Again, ain't nothing wrong with you going out and enjoying yourself and having a good time, but it needs to be in season. It doesn't need to be a back-to-back thing, and you need to move with wisdom. If you ain't got the money for that shit, then just don't do it. Okay? And I'm going to jump down to verse 7 to close. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And that's ultimately why I was so pissed, because, hey, we're wise. And we understand that this isn't the way of life that we should be living. We understand that this isn't life at all. So we're in a constant state of suffering. We're in a constant state of, mourning. But we understand that there's great things coming for us on the latter end, man. So, brothers, you few sisters, man, just keep pushing and keep fighting. Okay? It's getting tougher, but the prophecies are popping off faster. So that's the motivation for us to keep going. All right? We don't have anything to look back to. Hey, it's just us and Yahweh Shemal. It's Yahweh Shemal Shai and us. Okay? So keep going, man. Don't give up. All right? Keep pushing that plow. Lord willing, this is edifying. Just something real quick. Giving all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakodash. And double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and Ruel. All right, and taught us the truth. Peace, much love, and salutations always to those who elect. To the next one, shalom.